recently I've been wanting to switch things up, and by switching things up, I'm talking about my desk setup. So when Vernal reached out to me and asked me if I wanted one of their standing desks, a filing cabinet, and a desk shelf, I instantly said yes. So just want to say thank you to Vernal for sponsoring this video. So my current desk setup has started to feel a bit crammed, a bit tight, and just overall kind of getting dated in my opinion. The desk itself is on the smaller side, and it's also not super sturdy. I find myself not using the standing function very often either, just because it's a little bit wonky, it's not super sturdy, and I think the desk is a little too small for the amount of weight that I have on top of it with all of my stuff. And personally, I'm also wanting to get a bigger monitor setup, so as soon as I do that, I think it's just gonna be super shaky and it's not gonna work very well anymore. And in all honesty, something instead of black and gray would be a nice change. So like I said earlier, when Vernal reached out to me, I was super excited and I instantly said yes, because I wanted to get something that was completely different from what I had before, a little bit bigger and just fit my space better. So I decided to take all of my current desk setup down, took everything off of it, unbuilt the desk, basically took everything out of the room so I can start moving all of the new stuff that Vernal sent to me in all of their packages into the office. Vernal basically gave me the option to choose from anything on their site, which is, by the way, very easy to navigate. And prices for their desks, if you're interested, start at around $429, and you can actually use the discount code DANE or click the link to get an extra 6% off. Also, if you place an order right now, you could win up to $500 in rewards. So for me, I ended up getting sent 4 main items from Vernal to completely transform my space with. When I first got the items, I initially noticed just how heavy the packages were, which is obviously a good thing. It's high quality, but I probably should have done this with 2 people. It was just me doing the whole thing. Luckily, when it came to unboxing the items, each item was a breeze and they all came with easy to follow instructions. Everything was organized in different bags and all that good stuff. So the first item that I ended up unboxing and built was the solid wood desk shelf in walnut, which only took a couple of minutes. This thing was super simple to put together. The instructions were really easy to follow. The finish on this desk shelf is honestly beautiful and it goes super well with the black legs that it came with. I like having the stand on top of my desk, which you'll see later on in the video what it looks like. I just like to have it to keep my screen higher and help my back from getting strained from leaning over. So with the stand there, it keeps my monitor up higher and I can keep my back straight. The next thing that I unboxed was the Vernal filing cabinet, which also I got in walnut black just to match everything else. And this particular filing cabinet was actually the tall version. They actually do make a shorter version that can fit under the desk if you're someone who has limited space. For me, I wanted to put the filing cabinet beside my desk, which is where I actually had my old filing cabinet, as you saw earlier. Inside this, I usually just keep papers, pens, pencils, paper, just extra stuff that I don't want to have on my desk all the time. This filing cabinet is honestly a tank and actually comes with wheels, so it's super easy to maneuver around to different spots in the office. The bottom drawer also has its very own wheel so that the unit doesn't tip over when you open it. My old white drawer was getting tired and I really like this walnut finish. I think it's going to complement everything really well. Finally, the desk legs and tabletop were the last things on the list to put together. The desk itself I chose is called the Vernal solid wood standing desk. I got this thing again in the walnut/black finish. The desk itself actually came with pre-installed nuts, which actually makes the assembly super easy and hassle-free. It didn't take me any longer than like 30 minutes to put this entire thing together. Once I finally had everything together, flipping it over and putting it on its feet was actually pretty hard. Again, I should have had another person help me with this. If you're doing this on your own, I highly recommend you do that because it is quite heavy. But I did manage to get it over without an issue. Right away, as soon as I had it standing up, I wanted to test out the standing function before putting all of my stuff on top of the desk. The keypad that you see here that comes with it has 3 different height presets, so you can set it to wherever you want. Just with the click of a button, it'll go to that exact height. And it fits super clean, and you can barely even tell it's on the edge of the desk here. And my favorite part about this, like I said before, my old desk setup was a bit wonky. This one, I put a glass of water on top of it and actually shook the desk when it was standing up with actually a lot of force just to see how strong it was and how sturdy it was. And you can see this thing is built like a tank. All the different parts are super tight and closely built together. So I mean, there's no way that this thing is going to rock very much. And even on my floor, which is carpet, which tends to be even more wonky, this thing is super sturdy. You can see the glass didn't even spill. And on top of that, you can see this desk holds some serious weight. The maximum capacity of this particular model that I got is 160 kilograms. So pretty impressive. So once I actually had everything built, it was time to start arranging stuff and putting the whole setup together. So after picking where I'm gonna put the desk and where to put the filing cabinet, I wanna put all of my main desk setup items on top of the desk, starting with the monitor. After that, I put the desk shelf on top of the desk, and I was honestly pleasantly surprised with just how well it fits and how well it matches the desktop. I think they're built out of the exact same material, so it's a good thing that they match. It's not too long, it doesn't overshoot the edge, so I'm happy with the size that I chose here. Next on the list was to put everything else on top of the desk, so things like my microphone, my speaker, my laptop, my desk mat, my wireless charger, my keyboard and mouse, all that kind of stuff. And once I did that, all the cables were an absolute mess, so it was time to manage those cables. What's nice about this desk is that it comes with 2 cable management trays that actually make the cable organization a breeze. I usually just use a single power bar, and I stuck it to the back of the tray here, as you can see. And then I just plug everything into that. And then that way I only have one cord coming out of the power bar into an outlet, and below the desk is completely clean. There's no cords hanging around. It's not a big mess. It makes it look super, super clean, which I'm happy with. Once the cables were all managed, I put a light strip on the back of the desk, which is something I do with most of my desks. Personally, I don't really like the RGB look that a lot of people go for. So this particular light strip is just a warm white that I only really use at nighttime where I'm working late hours. I don't want to use the big light over top of my head. So usually I put this on with a lamp behind me, and then we're good to go. Once everything was put together and was looking all neat, I really noticed the difference in size of this desk compared to my old one. One thing, it's way thicker, and 2, it's just way wider and deeper. I think depth is something that a lot of people miss out on when it comes to their size of their desk. It can be super long, but if it's not deep enough, then you're gonna feel crammed no matter what. So you can see the measurements here. This particular desktop that I chose is 59 inches wide by 29.5 inches deep, which is plenty big for my small little office space here. You can see how tiny and tight it is sometimes. Finally, I put my footrest under the desk, and then I slid my chair into place for the final look. Personally, I'm really happy with how the desk setup turned out. It's really easy to work at. It's really easy to function. I love the standing function. When I press it, it goes straight up. It's very quiet as well, which is something that I love about this desk. And again, super sturdy, and I can work all day long at this thing. And I just love the way it looks. The walnut finish is just beautiful, and it just makes working at my desk a very enjoyable thing because I'm here all day long. I might as well have a nice desk setup to use. So working here, watching videos here, I'm in here all day long. So this thing is just the ultimate complement to my workspace. The desk shelf is great. The filing cabinet, I just love how big it is and how much it blends in, but also stands out because the walnut finish is just something that is absolutely beautiful in my opinion. So overall, I'm super happy with how this desk setup turned out. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below, whether you like this more than my old one or not. Like I said, I like the way that this walnut finish looks, and I just can't thank Vernal enough for sending me this desk. Super happy with how it turned out, and it's just fitting my needs perfectly. I love how it's just such a classy look, but it's also minimalist at the same time with all of my accessories on it. I think pairing it with black accessories, this walnut finish looks absolutely stunning. I'll remind you guys again, use my discount code DANE or click the link down below to get an extra 6% off your purchase on Vernal's website. And if you place an order now, you could get up to $500 in rewards. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you liked it, and let me know in the comment section what else you think I should add to the setup. See you next time.